It's about to go down. It's your boy, Carlos Siqueira, aka Carlos Inspire, in the house. And ladies and gentlemen, on today's show, my guest won an award winning on a feature film for Best Supporting Actor against the legendary, guess who? The Trejo, Danny Trejo, El Machete. It's about to go down. I love it. It's the new era. The era of the underdogs. They don't know your story. You gotta keep sharing, beautiful people. It's no longer the big that eats the small. It's the fastest that eats the slow. The unknown person in the room has the greatest leverages, ladies and gentlemen. I want to bring here in the stage, introducing Rex Sykes. Has 4 decades experience helping thousands of people around the world transform their minds and lives. His innovations including mind design and directed questions. He's a master trainer of NLP, DHE, a master hypnotherapist, and a master hypnotist. Whole brain and accelerator learning, the law of attraction, and he's the founder of Idea Seminars. With no further ado, introducing to the stage my brother from another mother, the Machete Killer, Rex Sykes. What's up, legend? How you doing, family?
I'm here and I'm rocking and I'm raring and I'm ready to go.
My brother Rex. Oh my God, you guys are in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. 4 decades, incredible amount of wisdom. Man, you guys have 70 years of experience here. 4 decades over here on my left, 3 decades over here on your right. And this man over here, man, he just has so much knowledge, guys. And you guys know, Carlos Inspire Show is all about extracting the best of the best knowledge out there to bring you guys the greatest and the latest strategies that are trending to help you guys grow your business and live an incredible life. So today I want to talk about 3 things that a lot of entrepreneurs out there, they are failing in business because they are not applying those strategies. And I like to call the 3 M's: media, marketing, and mindset. And why not have one of the greatest guys in the game to talk about and ask him questions about that, because his amount of experience is incredible, as we go over here on the show and you guys will see what I am talking about. So I want to start, Rex, with mindset, right? Because everything starts there. One of your quotes: learn to ride the horse, or the horse takes you where it wants to go. I even used it for today's thumbnail, for Tiger. I already hated a few of them. And then you gotta learn how to ride the horse, or the horse takes you where it wants to go. And it's something interesting, because after a skydiving accident that nearly took your life and caused you to go on this spiral down of negativity for a few years, and then you locked yourself in your apartment, for 6 weeks to sort those things go through, and then to develop this confidence to face the world again, living happily and successful. So during those weeks, Rex, like that you went through, you took a lot of introspection and then meditation. My understanding is that you discovered the keys to transformation that you have shared around the world. And then you discuss even more in depth this in your book, Live the life you want, right? So life on your terms, live the life of you want. So tell me more about this whole experience and how that's like, walk me through the skydiving, like near death experience, and walk us through here some of the strategies that you master, like the best hacks from your book that you can give your audience here, because everything starts there.
Wow. Well, first, Carlos, let me say I'm so honored to be on your show and to follow in the footsteps of so many guests who have been right there with you. Thank you kindly for having me on.
The pleasure's mine, brother.
It's a privilege. It truly is a privilege. And it's a privilege to be able to talk about the topics that we're going to talk about. I survived the skydiving and was misprescribed a fatal combination of pills. So it wasn't the skydiving that nearly killed me. It was what happened when I went to a doctor and said, "Hey, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm suffering. I can't sleep. I got a lot of," and I got this thing that should have killed me, but didn't. That said, when I finally started to claim my life back, I was a total mess. I'd lost all my friends. I lost my career. I'm a filmmaker, film actor in Hollywood. Lost a girlfriend, and was just devastated physically, emotionally, and mentally, spiritually. I felt completely depleted. I decided that in order to get my life together, I needed to do something. So I locked myself in the room. I had gone cold turkey on the drugs that the doctor gave me, and then started to drink and do all sorts of other drugs because I felt horrible. So I locked myself in a room. Again, went cold turkey, and committed to sitting in an easy chair, in a lazy boy lounger chair kind of thing, until I could gain the confidence back to go out and face the world, try and win my friends back, try and resurrect my career, and if possible, get the girl back. Long story short, I didn't get the girl back, but I did go out. Thankfully, I didn't, but I did go out, and I did manage to get my friends back and to start to resurrect my career. What I did was I had been a meditator and I'd been involved with hypnosis since I was a child. I started to apply it finally. I mean, in other words, you can know all sorts of stuff and you can dabble, but if you don't master it, if you don't make it your own, if you don't apply it, then it really doesn't matter. And that's why I say you have to learn. You have to be you have to become a horseback rider in order to direct the horse. Otherwise, the horse will stay stuck. It'll just stay where it is, or it'll take you where it wants to go. But if you learn how to ride the horse, then you can tell the horse where to go. And so this is what I learned in the chair. I sat there. I did get up to pee. I did eat sandwiches, and make food and things like that. But otherwise, I would spend 12, 15, 18 hours a day in a chair, literally with my eyes closed, imagining a better life. And where the breakthrough came for me was there was a time when I'm going, why did this happen to me? And why am I so unlucky? And how come she doesn't pay attention to me? And how come my career is in the toilet? And what have I done wrong? Why can't I do anything right? And I did that for 3 or 4 weeks, actually. And then suddenly it occurred to me that I'm asking all the wrong questions. I don't want to know why it happened. I want to know how to be better. I don't want to know why I'm screwed up. I want to know how to get straight. I wanted to fix things. So I started to ask different questions, like instead of how long is it going to take, I started to say, how soon can I start feeling different? How quickly can I find myself feeling confident again? How in how many different ways will I discover myself moving out into the world feeling good instead of feeling crappy, And so I started to direct my mind in a different fashion, and then things started to happen. Prior to that, I was affirming things. I'm like, I am great and I feel comfortable, but I didn't also realize that in order to affirm, you have to tie emotions into it. So when I was affirming feeling powerful, I was really affirming from feeling horrible. So while I felt horrible, I'm going, I feel powerful. I feel incredible. I feel, and nothing was happening. I didn't feel any better. When I started,
was literally about to ask you that question, why affirmations don't work and how do you get them to work? Because you are a master at that, because not only you lived in there, like how many people here right now watching us can relate to this? You went to all these seminars, you try all these affirmations and nothing else works. And Rex went through this spiral and going this, but and then which you master that by going through for so long, and then you turn it around because you created a framework around that. So if you could break it down for the audience here, Rex, somebody right now that's suffering, that's going through a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety, you know, like they are trying to shut things down again out there. They're trying to put all this fear on people. So what is, if you could elaborate and break it down, Rex, some of those things, why affirmations don't work and how to get them to work?
Well, one thing is, have you ever tried to talk somebody out of something when they didn't want to be talked out of it? And you try and you appeal to their logic. You try and go, well, come on, think about it this way and think about it that way. And they go, nope, 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 nope. And you go, well, how about this and how about that? And they go, nope, 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 nope. It's not so much the words that we say when we affirm. It's the attitude and the energy that we affirm. So if we went, that's better than going, I am confident. Okay? Yeah. Because you're moving your body in a different way. And when you move your body in a different way, you have different energy. So if you don't feel good and you feel tired and you feel lethargic, but you get up and start doing, you start the Carlos Inspire show, right? You get the energy going. Then what happens is your brain starts thinking and feeling differently. If you're feeling really crappy, one of the best things you can do is go for a walk.
Yeah.
Go dig in the garden. Do something physical, because when you're doing that, you breathe differently. Exactly. Ride a tiny bike. But when you're breathing differently and you're moving differently, you're accessing different portions of your brain. Now add the words. So you want to say, I feel confident. Like you mean it. I feel confident. I am powerful. Is a whole lot more powerful than going, I am powerful. I am confident. I am this, because your brain doesn't get it, but your brain gets the sadness. It gets the anger. It gets the rage. It gets the disappointment. It gets the love and the excitement and the enthusiasm and the thrill. And so if you add these things, if you go, damn it, I am powerful, that's better than going, I am powerful. If you go, I am powerful and I feel incredible. Excuse me. One of my favorite Bible verses, whether you like the Bible or not, is, this is the day the Lord hath made, rejoice and be glad in it. What does it tell you to do? Rejoice and be glad. And in what? In the day. And what's in the day? Shit is in the, I don't know if I can swear in the show. Shit is in the day and good things in the day. So celebrate all of it. Be glad for all of it. Not some of it, not part of it, not the good stuff and not, and leave the bad. Celebrate it all. Rejoice in it. Well, what is rejoicing? Rejoicing means, yes, this is good. So I learned while sitting in this chair how important it was for me to not be excusing and blaming and whining and complaining and coming up with reasons for why I was broke and wrong and why everybody else was and why the world sucked and God sucked and everything else was bad. But to take it on myself and go, I can learn to go out and face my friends, damn it, and I will do this, and I feel confident. And then I realized that it wasn't just about being angry, because I didn't want to be angry in the world. I didn't want to just go out there and go, hey, everybody, here I am. I wanted to be able to go, hi, how are you? And win my friends back. So it was about finding joy and finding peace and finding happiness. The other thing is the questions that I ask are incredibly important. Yes. How long will it take gives you an answer. It's going to take this long. If I go, I'm not interested in how long it takes, I want to know how quickly it's going to happen. That changes mind. How quick can I make this happen? How soon can I find myself feeling comfortable? And instead of saying, why did this happen to me, say, in how many ways can I discover myself feeling incredible? Is different than saying, why am I a fool? See, if you ask yourself, why am I stupid, or why does nothing work out for me? Your brain will give you exactly what you ask for.
Yes.
That's what your brain does.
It's so important. You got me thinking. I'm thinking about so many things because, like we're talking about the 3 M's, right? Mistakes that most entrepreneurs are failing right now, which is one, they go into this mindset that affects their creativity. affects, because like you say, if you're not using, like, for example, I teach a whole lot of people about media and the power of body language, stage coaching, how you show up, even like how you move on the stage, how you talk. Like if you notice when I do my show, I'm standing, the blood is flowing. You know what I mean? It's like when you, like you're saying, when you use those affirmations and you get that body language, you get it really in state. Like I am married for almost 15 years, and when she comes and say, I'm not bossy, I have skills, leadership skills, understand? That's my wife, Angie Siqueira. You know? So it's like moving, and you see what I just did here, guys? This is a training moment, right? I broke you guys' pattern. I use a relationship example. Many of you guys that are married can relate to it. But again, she's moving, she's standing, and she's saying it. It's out loud. You embody it. And when you do that preparation, when you deal with those demons, and you rewire those patterns, like I always say, we need to learn how to rewire our brain. I love that you use a Bible quote. One of the quotes that I love is, let there be light. Mm-hmm. So in order for us to be the light that we want to see in others, we must to apply this shit on ourselves first. You know, I see a lot of people out there, they are promoting coaching and this and that, but they themselves don't have a coach. Then themselves, they go into those spirals, and then they go, oh, I'm not getting any clients. Oh, I'm not closing anyone. I'm getting on all these strategy calls and nobody's converting. Again, because you are not embodying, you are not living, you are, you know, that person that you are meant to be. And it's exactly what you are talking about. And I highly recommend you guys that are suffering with this, because, you know, Rex, he breaks it down. He's the author of Life on Your Terms, Live the Life You Want. It's a very powerful book. And in you, my friend, you have a lot of experience on those things as well, because you know, you've been in acting and producing, and I'm an executive producer. So we understand this, but you have way more experience than I have. You've been 4 decades in that industry. For me, it's a hobby, movie and creating and directing. I love that stuff. My dream is to become a director. And it's so important, as you know, if you don't embody this mindset, when it comes down to the creativity part, to do, like, for example, you have so many shows. You on Clubhouse every day, multiple rooms. You have your media show. You on LA Tribune, which we are both do businesses with them and helping so many people get featured there. So if you don't bring that person, you reflect on how you show up, and the entire show will tank. So I love that we are talking about this, because it ties into marketing. You know, guys, like if you guys watching us, there's 2 million podcasts out there. 2 million. That is 60 billion messages that's going out every day. Advertising, ads, email marketing, and text, messenger. How do you stand out? Traditional marketing becomes less and less effective. That is a must, that you dominate your industry, that you understand media, body language, that you understand how to create a lure, or you will feel behind. Not only that, that is also your competitors. There are companies out there that will outspend you. They are dropping $100 billion are about to be spent in branding, in ads, in advertising. That's an audio revolution going on, you know. So what is your take, my brother, you know, Rex, if you like, can you just elaborate, like tell the audience how important that is, that they start a podcast, that they start getting their self, you know, on the media, that whatever the mindset that they have, you know, who am I to start a show? I mean, I'll get into it, Danny Trejo on a award, you know, best supporting actor. You know what I mean? It's like the Underdogs like killed it. And I guess all odds, like I talk about this so much, but I wanted my audience to hear from you, for you to talk about the importance of starting a podcast now. What is your take about that, and having a media, having a presence, a consistency piece on Clubhouse and on everywhere throughout social media? Can you elaborate, talk us, because you've been doing it for 40 years and apparently you are very successful. You know, I didn't beat Danny freaking Trejo, you did. So, you know, can you talk about the importance of having a media presence?
I wasn't trying to beat Danny Trejo. I didn't know we were in competition. He would kick my ass. Look at that guy, huh? Look at that face. Do I look like I could kick his ass? He would take me out. But yeah, somehow, uh, jury who, the jury that voted best supporting actor in feature films gave me an award and didn't give it to him. So, what can I say? What I can say is this: if you don't, if here's what I did. I had a small part in a feature film cameo role that they called me in, maybe because I'm Rex, and had me in the movie. I just did what I do. I do it to the best that I can, in the time that I have, and with the idea that that's why I'm here. I'm here to do my job. I'm here to do what works. And I didn't know that I was going to win an award, and it was very nice that that happened. But even if I hadn't, it wouldn't have changed what I did, because what I did is what got me the award. So if you do your best, if you show up, if you are dedicated, and and you cooperate with the crew and the people or whomever you're working with, that says a whole lot. First off, your attitude is everything, and you know what? Attitude is the number one predictor of success in everything. I created something called the Attitude Activator, where it's really important for people to understand, because attitude, especially according to Travis Air Force Base and studies, is the number one predictor in terms of health and healing, but it's the number one predictor of everything.
I love the term attitude activated.
The attitude activator, and my clubhouse room is the gratitude activator. So I have the
Wow.
two.
Can you tell us a hack? Give us one of your hacks about the gratitude activator that the audience can apply at home.
Well, just practice gratitude. I have a saying. My pet phrase, like the riding the horse phrase, is if you consider everything a blessing, everything is a blessing. If you don't master riding the horse, in other words, it's not about the horse. It's about becoming a master rider. And if you become a master rider, then you can get on the horse and direct the horse where you want the horse to go, as opposed to where the horse goes. And that's an analogy or a metaphor for your brain. Your subconscious mind is the horse, and your conscious mind, is the rider. So you direct your brain into what you want to do, and then your brain will carry it out. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. Instead of being the master of their own thoughts and their own brain and of the circumstances around them, they live, and this is why life on your terms, they live being dictated by what their brain does. So the brain does whatever it'll do. It thinks whatever it thinks. It creates whatever problems, because that's what the brain learned to do. So you need to teach it something different. But on top of that, you have to not let circumstances dictate who you are. In other words, if you look at your checkbook at the end of the month and you don't have the kind of money that you want to have, if that makes you feel bad, that's your checkbook making you feel bad. You're giving in to circumstances. You're saying, well, woe is me. I'm broke. I don't have any money. I don't know how I'm going to make ends meet. You cannot live that way, nor can you market yourself that way or be in media that way. And this is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people in show business or in business don't have a mindset for business. What they have is they allow the market to tell them what to do. They allow the government, and I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to the government or the market, but I'm just saying they instead of saying, I am going to do this come what may, legally and positively, they go, oh well, the economy's bad, so I have to worry about this, or people aren't buying, so they aren't, or I can't get enough people, or I don't know how to market, I'm not sure what to do, and they have a wimpy attitude. And what you need to have is a powerful attitude. You have to say, you know what, no matter what, I can do this. Henry Ford said two important quotes, and they're some of my favorite quotes. The first one, which you may have heard before, is, if you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. Doesn't matter, right? I say dog shit or diamonds, choose. You choose dog shit or diamonds. It's your choice. But if you think you can or you think you can't, you're correct. But he also said, and this is truly important, I never let what I cannot do interfere with what I can do. Now, the Wright brothers, I'm going to go all the way back to the birth of the plane, the airplane. Wright brothers were bike mechanics. They were bicycle makers, and they decided, we're going to make a heavier than air aircraft fly. And their own dad said, you're an idiot. Stop it. The neighbors, the family, everybody thinks you're morons. Quit. Stop. You're the laughing stock of the neighborhood. Got it? They failed and 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 failed, and then they flew. They didn't know how to fly until they flew. Once they flew, they could reverse engineer it and go, hey, this is what worked. The rest of the time, what was happening? They were failing, or so but they were getting feedback. They were making adjustments. They were making improvements. They were innovating on what it was that they were learning, and they were trying it, and they were trying it. And one of the brothers said to the other brother, you really think we're going to do this? And the brother said, you know what? In my head, I see us flying. We're on the right track. We will do this. Let's just keep going because we fly. And they did, because they didn't let anything stop them. You want to create a podcast? Create a podcast. Find a way to set yourself different so that you're not like everybody else. But even if you are like everybody else, just keep doing it. If you let the numbers, if you let the cost, if you let the idea that there's a million people out there doing it, you won't. And guess what? There aren't a million people out there doing it. It only seems that way. There's a handful of people realistically. I mean, there are 8 billion people on the planet. How many are actually podcasting? So do what your heart tells you to do. Follow your heart, follow your lead, but develop a steel trap mindset. And then you too can beat Danny Trejo.
I just
Danny Trejo's going to come and find me and kick my ass.
Legendary, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, that's you have it. Rex Psych in the show. Just amazing, my brother. Amazing. I just love, one thing that I always bring this over here on the show, which is there are games in life that you do not get to play unless you are all in, and it's definitely something that you are, my brother. You go all in on everything. You are consistent. You're on Clubhouse every day with your shows. You're on LA Tribune, and you have several shows, and you live, you breathe, and you walk while you preach. And I love it. I love to feature stories like yours, and I highly recommend, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's watching this right now live with us, and people that are going to be here later on the replay. Check it out, my brother Rex Sykes' book, Life on Your Terms.
I wish I would have had a copy to show you. I didn't put one out here with me, but it's available on Amazon or on my website.
Yes, the Life on Your Terms. Live the life you want. Highly recommend you guys learn so much. I mean, Rex, he's been 40 years of experience in this. He's a true student of the game. He does consulted for like attorneys and news media offerings, famous trials and celebrities. I mean, you name it. You've been involved in so many projects. And Rex, we learned so much, right? Being on the media for so long. And I always talk about the hardest thing to sell is a movie. Because every 6 months, we have to get in front of 100 million people minimum to make a few $1 million on the movie. Because so every 6 months, it resets the clock. So anybody that's a director, I'm an investor, I'm an executive producer. I mean, I have a little bit of acting, but I never went too deep. Rex has been in the game for 40 years. So it's the hardest thing to do. But again, you got to get in the game. You've got to get in the game. And one thing that you touch, which is something that I've been talking a lot of lately, is words. That is magic in your words. And for you guys that are struggling right now, is how you say things, how you communicate. It makes all the difference. And sometimes you just have to make one small adjustment on the way how you communicate, and you master stage, you master how to communicate, you master changing keywords in your conversations, getting the data from your clients, understanding their pain points, understanding their silent Q&As, the stuff that's keeping them awake in the night, the things that are bothering them, and speaking to that and telling them stories. So I highly recommend you guys read my brother's Rex book. Highly recommend you guys follow Rex. The best place for them. What do you spend most of the time on social media nowadays? What is the best place for them to follow you? Is that on your site, rexsykes.com?
Well, they can come to, on my site, there's my blog, there's some YouTube videos, there's my programs and courses, there's my book. I mean, there's a lot of different things. I invite them to check it out. It's Rex Sykes. It's REXSIKES.com. It's my name just as it's spelled. And there you go. That's awesome. And I heartily recommend that they check that out. And then also, I'm on Clubhouse. I do a morning show in Clubhouse, the Gratitude Activator. It's part of the Rex Sykes Results Network.
Very quick. What time is that show, Rex?
That's 7 a.m. Pacific time.
7 a.m. Pacific time on Clubhouse every day.
That is correct.
Very cool. Very cool. And you see, guys, that's what it takes. Is that
How do you like the lighting? I'm changing the lighting here. Look at that.
Yeah, I like that. That's really cool. It's different. That's why you guys see me sometimes messing with the images, because you always want to mess with images, and then I'm always testing and looking at things differently. And it's a whole psychology behind lighting and camera and moving. But again, we understand those things under the years, and that's why Rex and I, we get paid the big bucks, because we understand things that most people don't. And those small things that you do in the way how you communicate, how you present your show, how you present your message, how you get out there, it makes the whole difference. Like your bank account is a reflection on how you are communicating to your ideal avatar right now. You know, it's so important. You guys go back, listen to the show, check it out, my brother Rex books, and follow us on social media, because you guys will learn a whole bunch. And ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do here? We're going to do something new. We are going to end the show over here right now with you guys. And then we are going to be going to Clubhouse and have a Q&A session. So all of you guys that are watching us live, if you have any questions for Rex or myself, you guys can come and join us on Clubhouse. Just go there at clubhouse.com/@CarlosInspire. Follow me, and you see me and Rex there right now. And Rex as well is Rex Sykes on Clubhouse. And you follow us, and you'll be able to see, and we're going to be transitioning from here, from a live streaming episode to Clubhouse, to do a Q&A with all of you beautiful people. Because again, it's all about innovating and doing things that are different. I want you guys to ask yourself, what are you doing right now that others don't do, can't do, and will not think of doing? You gotta innovate, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta try new things and do things that other people don't do. You must be in front of your audience at all times and master communication, master word patterns. And speaking of word patterns, I want to give it a shout out to our sponsor, our own GetOnMoreStages.com. Check it out, because you will get a whole bunch of cool things that are happening right now with our GetOnMoreStages.com. And rock and roll, another amazing episode. And to end over here, my brother Rex, a question that I ask all our guests. It's 50 years from now. You are 100 years old, since you are only 50 right now. And is your eulogy. And they're going to say, Rex Sykes was an incredible human being. He inspired tens of millions of people through his speaking, shows, seminars, movies. And in Rex Sykes' own words, Rex Sykes was ... Who was Rex Sykes?
Well, thank you. A simple man who loved his family, his children, his dogs, and knew how to live life to the fullest, and helped others do the same.
There you have it, beautiful people. The legendary Rex Sykes on the Carlos Inspire Show. Another one, another documented episode that will take you to the grave. And that's why I tell all my friends, have a podcast, start your own show. Life is too short. Even if you are starting now, just start recording, start putting it out there, because as you are building your brand, if you are right now working for corporate, if you are, thinking about exiting your corporate job and becoming an influencer, a speaker, a coach, a show host like Rex and myself, why not start it now so that you can build your library? You can start building that foundation and learning. Some episodes, you start picking things up. Oh, this one over here, you had so much engagement. And this one, I say certain words and people love it. And you start looking at your insights. And over time, you learn so much from doing it. I challenge every single one of you guys, start now. Start now creating your own stages. If opportunity doesn't knock, don't build a damn door. It's your boy, Carlos Siqueira in the house. And because you are here, it's about to go down. Much love. We'll see you guys here every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday at 5:35 p.m. Pacific time with amazing guests. And I can't wait. The next episode, another amazing secret guest. You're going to have to come and watch it and or listen. Have an outstanding day. Life is all about the mission, never the commission. And the days that break you are truly the days that make you. Much love. Now we up to Clubhouse.